Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the newest edition of the Bronx Muchachos podcast, brought to you by the Baseball Banter Broadcast Network. I'm your host, Mark, and tonight we got some fun people with us. Of course, you know my main man, Dave. Dave, what's good, brother?
What is going on, everybody? For everybody watching on YouTube, do us a favor, hit that like and subscribe button and ring that bell. We like that kind of stuff and get notified when we do live episodes like this. And before we get started, a special shout out to all of our viewers, especially our listeners. You got us to an all-time new personal record in a 24-hour period with 229 downloads on the audio side. So round of applause to all of you for keeping us relevant and hanging with us as long as you have. And we truly do appreciate it. And there's some special stuff in the show notes, but we'll get to that later at the end of the show.
Absolutely. And speaking of ringing the bell, we had to ring the bell today for WBC. We brought our main man, Roman Rodriguez, back on. Roman, what's happening, brother?
Hey, always a pleasure to come on board to enemy territory. You guys always play nice, and you always, deliver me back to my family unharmed in the event. So I really do appreciate that aspect of it. But
the ransom isn't good enough to keep you. So,
No.
There you go. Wow, you're actually asking for ransom. Jeez.
Usually your family paid us to keep you, so.
Yeah, pretty much. That tracks. That tracks. My dad for my 18th birthday, he gave me a restraining order and said, "Stay away from me." Yeah.
Oh, well. Okay. Now that we made this
better than all the other
awkward.
women that always give it to you, then.
All right. Hey. So boys, hey, have you guys checked out WBC? Have you guys watched the two games before?
I saw that South Korea whooped the Czechs 11-4.
They did, but they did. There's underlying current if you really want to go breaking down. Yeah, I see the bags under my eyes, fellas. Okay,
break it down for us.
All right, so let's break it down like I'm Aaliyah. Let's go. So yeah, there you go, kid of the 80s and 90s. You're welcome. No, so that game itself, number one, it started at 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So to all my people with the big cups of coffee who are out there watching Chechnya versus Korea, shout out. It started off not so well, 4-0 to begin with. Korea, they hit a grand slam. One of the guys whose name I'm not going to embarrass myself, Moon, last name Moon. He had hit a hanger from the starting pitching of Chechnya and automatically 4-0. Now, the next inning, the Chechnya offense loaded the bases. They loaded the bases, 2 outs. You have Randa, the one major leaguer who plays for the Orioles the last 3 years, is up. He has the bases loaded, and he does nothing with it. He hits the ground ball at second base. There you go. So, and that set the tone pretty much for the whole game. Chechnya would have the pieces to have a good inning, and they just couldn't get the big hit. Eventually, they did break it to 6-3. It was 6-0 at one point, then it was 6-3, and then it just kept on adding on. What really helped out the Koreans is the American imports, if you will, the American Korean descendants, if you will. They hit 3 home runs. 3 of the 4 home runs were those guys, and those were pretty pivotal home runs because it continued to push the Chechen offense even further back. So, I mean, I was actually all in all impressed of the 4 teams that I saw last night, technically today. Australia, Taiwan, Chinese Taipei, Chechnya, and Korea. I would probably say the most impressive was Australia. Second was Korea, because they didn't play a sharp game. They were beatable. Good pitching. They're probably being shut out. Then I would probably put Chechnya, and then I'd probably put Taiwan. Taiwan, they really didn't have much of an answer. Granted, Travis Benzana really helped out. He was playing really well on defense, and he had a pivotal home run for the Australians versus their 3-0 win. So that's my takes, guys. Thoughts, disagreements?
No disagreements. The one, I didn't see the game, but I saw the melee that happened during the game, Canada and Mexico. Holy mother of God. It was like watching a heavyweight boxing match.
Dave, that was like 15 years ago, Poppy.
No, this was today or yesterday.
No. I'm almost certain. No, I'm almost certain that was old news, man.
Are you sure?
I
Because
think
Talking Yanks posted it today on Instagram.
you know, if let's go with today.
I don't know, I could be wrong. Someone can check me on this, but I had never seen this take place. I had no idea. I'm like, how the hell is Alfredo Aceves still pitching? Isn't he like 50 years old? So I don't know. I could be wrong. I could be all jacked up, but it was still funny to watch.
Yeah.
Oh, they reposted it. Jeremy's chiming in. They reposted
Yes,
it. Okay.
It was
so
from,
I digress.
It was from 2013.
Was it? Oh shit. Okay.
Dude.
Never mind. Now that I've
Ladies
gone.
and
Oh,
gentlemen,
the internet finally got the youngster.
Yeah, finally got me. Oh well.
And it was at this time that the Rays fan
at least
was
I wasn't
vindicated.
the guy hitting up the group chat saying we signed Blake Snell, and it was like, dude, what you've been had.
Who was that?
Mark.
Oh,
you can text the group like, "Yo, we're close to signing Blake Snell," and it's like you go and look at Blake Snell's Instagram. He's not even following the Yankees. Like, what are you talking about?
Why would you be happy about that?
But the game I'm excited for tomorrow, for obvious reasons, my boy Logan Allen is getting the start tomorrow for Panama against Cuba in Puerto Rico. So I will be definitely dialed into that game tomorrow. So.
Yeah, for those of you who follow Baseball Banter broadcasts, Jeremy and Coach Ken and I did an awesome breakdown the other day on the teams that went across, and we kind of broke down each bracket, what was interesting. So it's definitely worth a watch if you guys get a chance to do so, of course. And Coach Ken and I got hung up on Pool D. I'll just leave it at that. You guys can invent your own one-liners on that one. We were just completely hung up on Pool D. We just kept on talking about the D left and right.
And there it is.
Sounds like you guys, you always know about that one.
My prediction, I think Team USA runs away with the whole thing. That team is just so freaking dangerous and loaded, top to bottom. The Dominican Republic got beat by the Detroit Tigers today. Yesterday. So I think it's anyone's game, but I think Team USA is going to be the team to beat, honestly.
Okay. All right, Marks, what's your take on the WBC? You think USA is all the way running all the way? Is there a surprising team?
No,
other than Team Japan. I mean,
well, now you're just hedging your bets here. But I'll say this: USA is going to win that side of the bracket with ease. There's nobody else that's on that side. There's no sleeper teams that are going to come in and pop in. Even with Tarek Skubal only pitching one of the games for them, they have their rotation set up. Skeens is doing 2 games. I think Logan Webb, is doing 2 games. They got a bunch. They're ready, set, and they're ready to go.
Okay.
I love what I'm seeing out of the DR. Like, I don't care that they lost to Detroit. Couldn't care less. It's those are just warm up games. DR sat down. They're like, "Yo, we're coming for you, Japan. We're coming after you. We're gonna spank you. We're gonna take it to you." I like that because this is the type of thing that baseball needs. They need a villain again, which the Dodgers are the villain in MLB, but they're not really a villain if you want to think about it, because all the players like, "Yo, no, we love what they're doing. We love what they're." No, you need something across the board that everyone wants to focus on and just put all their ire on them. And I think the DR has taken that. They want to wear the black hat. They want to be the bad. They want to be the bad guys and the bad boys. Do it up. They got intro videos that they've been doing, getting ready for this thing. They got songs. They got everything. They got it all. They're 100% hyped for this thing. They're ready to rock and roll. And of course, the main team in that bracket, but on that side of the bracket is Japan. And if everything goes the way I expect it to go, it's going to be semifinals of Japan versus the Dominican Republic. That could be that's show worthy of being a final. And you got guys that are 100% ready to go. Like Manny Machado's in for it. You got Fernando Tatis Jr., Vladdy, Juan Soto. I mean, that's that in of itself. I mean, shoot, 3 of those guys were on the same team at one point in San Diego. So you know that this is the type of game that they are all in for.
Okay. And it was a great conversation that we had. And Dom Rep, so is there any is there any underdog or maybe a team that is sneaky good to either one of you guys? Because I got my picks, but who do you guys got?
I think Team Puerto Rico is always sneaky. They definitely have a lot of talent.
Okay.
I don't know how much of a distraction all the noise was leading up to them. Some of their players not having their immediately teams cover the insurance on them, them nearly dropping out of the tournament altogether, which I think would have been horrible for baseball. You can't have a WBC without the DR or Puerto Rico involved in it, or Japan from where I sit. But Puerto Rico is always sneaky. They always make it interesting, and they always bring top talent to the tournament. So I would definitely have to say they're probably one of the sleeper teams.
Okay. Mark, same question.
He's thinking.
I like Team Italy as an underdog.
Yeah.
I like Team Italy as my underdog team.
Yeah.
They got some talent. They got a lot of they got some good guys. They got some guys, but that's my underdog team. We're gonna leave it at that.
Yeah.
Well, they're well coached.
100%.
Francisco Cervelli, Jorge Posada, Frank Manichino, and Sal Fasano. I mean, they got
you buried the lead. The best one out of the group is not any of those guys. It's Dave Righetti. That's the man right there.
Well, he's a goat too.
He buried Rags out of all of them.
Yeah,
Rags was the guy that should have been thrown.
I was just going off of memory. I don't have this shit written down. You know how I go.
Hey, that's
I'm
fine,
always off the cuff.
That's fine. The spoiler alert, and you guys can watch the episode to check it out. But Team Canada, I think, will make a little bit more hay because they're in the Pool B, and Pool B is where you have Puerto Rico, where you have Cuba, where you have Canada, and you have Nicaragua along with Colombia. That's going to be a very interesting pool because those teams are very evenly matched, especially with the lack of insurance that helped out Puerto Rico. That would have helped out Puerto Rico be really strong. Even Bad Bunny couldn't make that happen. I mean, come on. So I like Canada coming out. I think they got a sneaky good offense. I like their pitching. I like their bullpen. I like a lot what they have to do. But Pool B could be one of those situations where you have a bunch of teams going 2-2. And then it'll go down and run differential like it did in 2023.
I just don't know if they have the offense to carry it. I mean, they got the Naylor brothers.
Yes.
They got Tyler O'Neill, but outside of that, I don't really see anybody. I mean, pitching wise, Jamison Taillon, James Paxton, who's come out of retirement apparently. The other Logan Allen.
The non-Panamanian Logan Allen.
Yes. But I mean, Cal Quantrill. I mean, on paper, I just don't see it, man.
Soroka. They got Soroka.
Yeah.
So I mean, it could be interesting. And when you go to, I'm sorry, that was Pool C, I believe, because that's the one that was in Puerto Rico. Pool B is the one that's in Miami, and that's where you get Venezuela. That's where you get Dom Rep. That's going to be Israel. I think Israel can make some hay as well, to be very fair with you. Now, what's going to be interesting is if these teams that we like with Dom Rep and with USA, Japan, if they are not on their A game, they could be overtaken. The thing about USA is they have a fantastic front, if you will, but their depth and their depth pieces, especially once you get past, if it's a long game or if it's an arduous game that is neck and neck, I worry about the depth of their bullpen, or if they have to really sell out to win a game, maybe Italy starts off 2-0, right? Or Mexico starts off 2-0, or some team starts off 2-0 in that pool play, and USA can't afford to lose more than one game or potentially be out. That is where you might see some chinks in the armor. Whereas a team like Mexico is a little bit more balanced. A team like Italy is a little more balanced. Granted, it's not high-end people. US has a bunch of A-plussers, and then they have Bs and then Cs. Whereas Mexico and Italy has Bs and Cs. So they They don't have too many A-plusers like the USA has. So, I mean, they look great on paper. Don't get me wrong, but it would surprise me if someone Forrest Gump their way out of that pool and it wasn't USA. And the reason being is the depth. You saw the same thing happen in 2023 with the Dom Rep, Dominican Republic. They had a stacked team. Everyone and their grandma were on that team in terms of the All-Star base. Jose Ramirez. You had a bunch of guys that were really lockstep and ready to roll, and they didn't make it out of their pool. So let that just be a warning to the U.S. to not overinflate themselves.
I'm just surprised.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm just surprised Freddie Freeman's not playing for Team Canada this year.
What
happened with that? Do you know?
He early on he said he just said he wasn't going to play this year. So, because I remember early on because I think they had him on the preliminary roster, and I believe he said, "Thanks but no thanks. I'm going to sit this one out." So maybe he has some nursing injuries, so on and so forth. But yeah, I'm surprised.
Isn't one of his kids? Didn't like last year or the year before or something like that? One of his kids, his youngest son, was in the hospital for quite some time.
Yeah. Just before the postseason, I believe, or the year before last. Jeremy says, think the Dodgers asked him not to play because of the recent injuries. So, okay, makes sense.
Like I was saying, I believe, guys, that the Dodgers said not to play because of recent injuries. Yeah.
See? Yeah. Had to jog your memory for a second there.
Yeah.
He just doesn't want to look bad in front of the boss.
Yeah. But no, it should be very interesting and intriguing. And tonight we have on the docket, you got the great matchup, of course, hold on. So Thursday,
isn't the DR playing?
Huh?
Isn't DR playing right now?
No, DR is playing, I believe, tomorrow. So what we got going on at 10:30 Eastern, for those of you who are up, is Australia taking on Czech Republic. So Czech, because they got one loss, this is a big game for them. It's a must-win if they want to maintain that pool and potentially not get relegated. Australia just looked sharp. After seeing the teams play, I don't see them making it a game. Just Australia looked really impressive. So we'll see. And then what we have is so coming up after that, I know the suspense is killing everybody. It's a full card come tomorrow, Friday. You have Japan starting off at the 5 a.m. game. Japan taking on Chinese Taipei, and then you have Cuba playing Panama, and then you have Netherlands playing Venezuela. That's on Tubi. You're welcome, people. And then you have Mexico playing Great Britain. You got Puerto Rico playing Colombia. Nicaragua playing Dom Rep, and then USA playing Brasilia. And then you got Chinese Taipei playing Czech Republic for the 10:30 game. So you're welcome.
Baseball all day long. I love it.
Oh yeah, and I don't know about you boys. If after watching the electricity of those two games, today while I was working, I always watch spring training games. It was just so blah. It was like leaving a strip club and then watching, someone do a tap dance. It's like, geez, just not the same electricity.
That happens to you a lot, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, all the time. All the time. The chorus. Dave, I told you my advice for chorus girls. I told you that. Go to the speakeasy like my Brandy.
We're
the
all
chorus
gonna
girls.
get fired.
If we're going to go out, let's go out and blaze the glory and just talk about Pool D. Let's just talk about D. Let's just talk about the D. Let's talk about it.
No.
Let's have some hard conversations straight up. Come on.
Is it going to be? Is it a long pool?
It's better than average. I mean, it definitely has a lot of impact. It'll definitely get you where you need to go if you're riding in it. If you're riding D, it will definitely get you where you need to go.
Oh my God.
That's the spirit. Must be hitting you in the right spots. Anyways, no. Mark, how you doing?
No.
Good night, folks. Why you never have Roman on Bronx Muchachos? Really? Did you not see his take on the WBC? Come on. Anyways, for those of you,
this has always been a good time with you.
Yep.
Well, you're not helping me with this transition, man. You're just keep on bringing me back. Okay, jeez Louise. But no. But anyone who's following us tonight, let us know what your guys' thoughts are on WBC. Let us know what your predictions. Any crazy things out there. It's going to be interesting tomorrow's matchups. Brazil, I don't think they got the shot in hell, unfortunately. They oh, bless their hearts. But even when they were playing qualifiers, I don't know if you boys caught the qualifying matchups in 2025, but they were playing against China, Brazil. It was China, Brazil, Colombia, and Germany. And China just didn't have a shot in hell. It was basically Brazil versus Germany, and Brazil just nudged out Germany. And but Colombia was head and shoulders the best team out of that. And Colombia may or may not be relegated, but I do think Colombia might be sneaky enough to get out of pool play. That's my take, but it's again going to be very interesting to see that Puerto Rican bracket, because I think there's so much parity that Colombia could make it. I don't think Nicaragua. I think Nicaragua is going to be the weakest team out of the bunch. But if I knew that, I would probably be running the numbers, my friends. So, yeah. Anyways, so are you boys, with your guys being the Yankees, are you guys excited about seeing your Yankees play? Are you guys nervous about it? What do you think? If someone throws high tight to Judge, you're going to start getting a little bit nervous?
Not really. I mean, Judge can handle himself as far as spring training goes for the Yankees. They're handling business, and they've only lost like 2 games all spring. So
they lost today. They lost today too.
Oh, they lost today. All right. Well, last time I checked, they were 7-2. And it's not the veterans that are doing it. It's mostly the young kids, which is really encouraging to see. So the depth in youth is holding strong.
Okay.
So.
It is a wild thing for watching it all, because I do want to see how, for Puerto Rico, I want to see how Elmer Cruz does for them, pitching in not a spring training game, but now something that means a little bit more. Same with Carlos Legrande, and that's kind of the calling card of what for the Yankees this year about their youth is, for the most part, it's their pitching. They're pitching. We've talked about on the show many a times. Pitching is the calling card. As we transition into what's been going on in spring training, there's a lot to like with the position players, and the youngsters that they have there: Jasson Dominguez, Spencer Jones, George Lombard Jr. Especially. Like, listen, I want to hear no more about Volpe anymore. We can send him out to the Rays for a bag of donuts, stale donuts, for all I care. See, even the Rays don't take him. Even Rays fans don't want him. What I'm saying is, about, if you like, I understand why guys like Tampa Bay in the past, when we've had conversations about certain players, they've wanted George Lombard Jr. and he can play stellar second base, he can play stellar shortstop, can play stellar and play damn good third base too. And the power, which I've been telling people had been developing from last year, is now he's hitting the ball hard. Like, he had two hits against the Red Sox, both over 100 something miles an hour exit velocity. So it's there for the taking. Like, one more season, for the most part, and we'll get into this a lot more, but kick. I'm ready to kick. I've been ready to kick Volpe to the curb since he got up here. Now it's time. Now the clock is ticking for him.
Yeah.
So George Lombard, another reason why the Rays would be interested is, I believe we have his brother playing for us in the minors, his relative. We got a George Lombard.
His brother is Jacob Lombard, who is a senior in high school right now. He is he's going to be in the 2026 draft. He's probably a top 10 pick out of Gulliver Prep in Miami.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm just double
Sorry, I've
checking.
been doing my scouting for my draft scouting a bit too.
Nice. Yeah, I read somewhere of one of the guys, but maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe I was thinking because we have his brother, or maybe because we have the higher draft pick. Maybe that's where the scutterbutt might be. Um, he could land with the Rays with the second pick in the draft. Maybe. Yeah, but we'll see. Neither here nor there. But I'm good for another 40 minutes, fellas, or give or take. So if you want, you were talking about spring training. Now let's kind of talk about it a little bit. Like, where do you guys hold? And Jeremy had a nice article about this in our website, Baseball Banner Broadcast, where he's talking about the value of spring training. So if you guys get a chance to check that out, but where do you guys hold spring training the value? Like, is it, because I know from the Rays perspective, we're playing well, except for it's kind of the reverse is what you touched on. We're playing well, but our minor leaguers are getting lit up. Some of the guys who are non-roster invitees, things like that. I know we're having some guys practice on maybe a split finger and other things in live competition. So we're not really focused so much on the results, but the professional guys, the real guys who are going to be on the 40-man roster or on the 26-man roster for the Rays, they're doing pretty okay to very good. So, but it's not showing up in results because the game's being decided near the end, if you will. So, where's you guys' takes on it? Is it year by year? Is it something that you really just want health? Is it something that, yeah, winning's winning no matter what? You guys take, I'll go Dave first and then I'll go Mark. Dave, what do you think?
Spring training for me with the Yankees, I really see it as them evaluating their top prospects to see who they might add to the 40-man roster if the what hits the fan, who they might use as trade chips, who they might be trying to showcase to trade. In that, and it's also seeing where guys are coming back from rehab as far as injuries go and stuff like that. Because going into it every year, pretty much who 22 out of the 26 are going to be, and then you have the toss up between the bench guys and whoever's going to be the last guy on the roster. But I mean, it's a fun time. It's definitely a family friendly atmosphere. Love going there and seeing the game up close and personal. Love seeing the young kids play, which you don't really get a chance to see. So, yeah, that's how I view it.
Okay. Mark, same question, man.
Is you frozen?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That was really interesting take. Hey, Mark, you back?
What the heck?
I think I'm back. You guys see me or no?
Yeah, now we do. Yeah. You timed out for 20 seconds, but welcome back. How's the past?
It was just deep thoughts, you had a great deadpan going, So same question, man. Where do you value spring training from a Yankees perspective? Is it something that you're excited about? Do you value winning? Talk to me a little bit about that.
I look at it like this. Yeah, you always get you start off with getting a couple youngsters that you're kind of really hoping for. You're really looking forward to seeing, and you want to see how they produce. When it comes to the youngsters, I'm kind of gun shy, and I want to say as a Yankee fan, I'm gun shy about spring training because of Anthony Volpe. To be honest with you, because Anthony Volpe had a very good spring training. He was handed the starting position, and he hasn't lived up to it, and they've pushed everybody away so that he can have the run that he needs to have. I think the Yankees kind of internally and quietly kind of see that they kind of made mistakes doing that, and they are trying to change that. I think that number one, that they're doing that unfortunately to a kid like Jasson Dominguez. They're also doing it to Spencer Jones because of Spencer Jones last year, as well as Dominguez. Those two guys did really well in spring training last year. They're doing really well this year in spring training. Spencer Jones is batting .308 with a .438 OPB Actually, OBP. I can't get the letters right.
Hey, don't be
at
stealing my thunder.
Hey, man, it's all my stuff here. He's slugging 1.077. His OPS is 1.1515. That's Spencer Jones in seven games, 13 at bats. He's got three home runs, 6 ribbies. His strikeouts are at 5. He's walking 2. He's got 3 walks. That's really good numbers for Spencer Jones. Jasson Dominguez, also 7 games. He's batting 300 with a 318 OBP. His slugging is 550. His OPS is 868. You know, guys like that can hit and will hit and will hit. Dominguez has 1 home run, 5 ribbies. He's got 1 walk, and he's got 6 strikeouts. They're doing really well. You know, I could take it down to, we're just talking about George Lombard. You know, LBJ, you know, George Lombard Jr. He's got 6 games under his belt. He's batting 333 with a 529 OBP, a 667 slugging, and a 1.196 OPS. He's got 1 home run, 6 ribbies, 5 walks, 3 strikeouts.
Okay.
That's doing great. But remember that some of them are coming off of big ticket names like a Garrett Crochet, who are working on certain pitches, but some also are coming off of regular minor leaguers. Because then you can, and then you take that and go all the way down to the bottom of the list. Someone who's going to catch the ear of all Yankee fans all year long, if this continues, is Trent Grisham, who's played 6 games.
Drum roll, please. Ta-da! This is what $22.5 million stats look like, ladies and gentlemen. 1 for 14, no home runs, no RBIs, a 71 batting average, a 188 slug, and a 259 OPS.
While having 4 strikeouts and only 2 walks. Yes.
Way to go, Hal. Way to go.
This is, you know, but then again, like I said, it's spring training. So how much do you put into that? Now, if this rolls into like the first month and a half of the year, then spring training was a wash. It was a joke, and they should have gotten rid of him, and they should never brought him back. Like you're asking me, I didn't think that $22.5 million, $22.9 million wasn't worth that. Just because co-GM Aaron Judge wanted him back and wanted to run it back doesn't mean they should have ran it back. That's a conversation we've had all in all in the
last 2 weeks.
Yeah, exactly. You know, but at the same token, Judge wanted Cody Bellinger back. Cody Bellinger's batting 400 with a 455 OBP, 400 slug, and 855 OPS. So, you know, I think when it comes to some of these guys, like it's just getting, as long as they get the reps in, they'll be fine. But other guys like, you know, like you said, like a Trent Grisham, still in a prove it mode, and a lot of people keep, you know, I'm one of them. Many Yankee fans are like this too. Last year was a fluke. 2/3 of the season was a fluke because he's never had that kind of season before. And guess what? If he's continuing on this way in spring training he's batting at the beginning of the lineup, so he's seeing the professional pitchers, doesn't bode. Honest to God, doesn't bode well. And this is when these guys are looking and trying to figure out pitches. Like they're just testing out certain things, and you can't figure that out. It could be a long season for him. But on the flip side of the coin, it's also Spencer Jones. You know, he's going back down to the minors. Jasson Dominguez is pretty much all but assured of going back down to the minors. George Lombard Jr. is going back to the minors. Like heck, the one prospect that I've always liked, and unfortunately he's not even a top 30 guy anymore, Roger Arias, who's only appeared in 2 games, but he's batting 400 with a 400 OPP, 1,000 slug, and 140 OPS. Who's got 1 home run, 4 ribbies, and 2 strikeouts. But you know,
the home run was a grand slam, by the way.
Exactly.
Nice.
Like he's always had the power. But you know, this, like I said, it's good for a lot of it's good for eye opening. You know, watching Carlos Lagrange, watching Ben Hess, watching Elmer Rodriguez, watching those guys doing what they're doing too. It's great to see what can be. Now, it's on like Yankees, who are a very veteran-laced and very conservative-laced type of team that will take the 1-year outlier on a professional veteran over giving a rookie the shot. Will, you know, it's good to see some of these kids getting a little bit of their hay and their shine, but you know that they're just going a little bit back down to the minors, and you know they're gonna like us Jones, Arias, my main man George Lombard. March 21st, you're going to be seeing them all in the breakout game, and the cool thing about this year is that they're going to then break this thing down to have like the best prospects from every organization in Florida. They're going to play against the best ones in Arizona and have like a real like top spec kind of
like a spring all-star game.
Yeah.
For specs. It's going to be, and that's going to be fun this year. So,
and I was going to bring that up. I was going to transition because I've been listening to you guys. Obviously, when I haven't made appearances on the show, I love Sandman. The other day when you guys were talking,
Scott's a homie for sure.
Oh no, he's great. And when he was talking about the lockout, the episode when you guys were talking about the lockout, that was just awesome. But getting back to it, you guys really haven't touched too much, at least from my recollection. Pardon me if I'm being redundant on the breakout in terms of the roster. Is there anybody that's going to be on the breakout roster, even though they're still being finalized right now? There's a preliminary 40-man for most clubs, but is there anybody that you're really excited about seeing? Is there anybody that, you know, Yankee fans should really start to Jones for? You know, what are your guys' takes? Anybody have any hot takes on the spring breakout for 2026 for the Yankees?
Hold on.
You go for. I actually was pulling up.
So Lombard Jr., LeGrande, and Spencer Jones are the one. So we got LeGrande, Ben Hess, Bryce Cunningham, Chase Hampton, Henry Lalani, Kyle Carr, Brock Selvage, Cade Smith, GLJ, Dax Kirby, Roderick Arias, Cord Jackson, Caden Kent, Jeff Kent's son, Emmanuel Tejada, Spencer Jones, Brando Maia, Jay Savina, Adele Rivera, and Unglith Urena are the Yankees that are going. So out of those, I mean, I'm really interested to see what Jeff Kent's son Caden does. He had a pretty good game a couple of days ago, so encouraging considering last year wasn't that great for him in the minors. Lalane, want to really see what he has left in the tank before a decision needs to be made about him. Brock Selvage is a stud. Bryce Cunningham, Ben Hess, they're like a two-headed monster from last year's draft. Chase Hampton, really want to see how he comes back from the Tommy John surgery. And, you know, Brandon Maia signed out of Cuba a year ago, or 2 years ago, rather. Really interested to see what he brings to the table. So, yeah.
Okay. Mark, same question.
All right. So Brando has been unlucky with a lot of injuries. So hopefully he comes out of that injury free. You got the like you said, you got the big names. The big names there on the offensive side are obviously Spencer Jones, George Lombard Jr., and Dax Kilby. Those are top specs for the Yankees right then and there. Roderick Arias, always been a fan of his. He's got an absolute cannon of an arm, and I just hope that this is the year he starts putting together to kind of move forward in the system. You know, kind of looking forward pitching side. Brock Selvage, he had some injuries. He's kind of coming back from injuries, so hopefully that will be good. Same with a guy like Chase Hampton, like another Tommy John kind of guy. That was Tommy John coming back. Bryce Cunningham, it's a really good pitcher. Ben Hess, really good pitcher. Obviously, we mentioned guys like LeGrande, and Rodriguez. Lalane, he's been injured a bunch, and there's a lot of shoulder injuries. So hopefully we're going to see what happens with him, because it's a big body. He had a lot of good. He was really good. Had a lot of good control until the injuries hit him, and it sapped him of his command, sapped him of his strength as well. So a couple of the main guys I really are looking at, seeing are Pico Cone. I think that he was from the draft last year, and as a relief pitcher, he can move through the system fast. And then Thatcher Hurd, he was from LSU. He was the year before. He was a SEC guy from LSU. Relief pitcher, could move through the system as fast as well. He's coming back from Tommy John surgery, so I think he's got a chance of actually being pushed a lot more just because as a relief pitcher, you can go through coming back from Tommy John, you're going to move faster along the way. You got Brandon Beck, of course, a lot of eyes are going to be on him. Just kind of going quickly through Eric Reiselman. He's another one. He's been a fan favorite. A lot of guys watch Specs. So he's somebody to kind of jump in, but it's one game, so it's tough to get all these kind of guys in to pitch for one game. So a couple years ago, Brock Selvage pitched in the game and he went 5 innings. So it's not like, oh, we're just going to go inning by inning by inning. So, but so that game, that was also the game I was at that game. Dave left a little early, but I stuck around for that. That's the game that Spencer Jones smoked one off the batter's eye. He had 2 home runs in that game. So you got a lot of things going on there. Kind of just looking around, see if anybody else. Emmanuel Tejada, he's another interesting kind of guy. He was part of a group of the Yankees in the FCL that were just dynamite with Roger. You had Roger Perez, Emmanuel Tejada. You had a few other guys that they had wound up trading off as well. Like they had 5 or 6 middle infielders for second, short, and third base, and they wound up trading off a few of those guys, and some haven't panned out, and injuries have kind of happened to others. So, kind of goes to show that you can't have enough people in the middle infield, can't have enough outfield, can't have enough pitching, can't have enough catching prospects. So, catching prospects, if you look at the list here, Edel Rivera's and Yugetha Arena doesn't really kind of, they're not like the big names that we've had in the past, but anything's possible. I mean, we got international guys coming soon, so maybe a draft, maybe they're going into the draft and picking up a catcher.
Yeah. That could be something interesting to watch, sincerely. But so good stuff to watch from the Yankees for the spring breakouts, man. That's pretty cool. I personally love the spring breakouts, just period, because you get to see the prospects, the young guys coming up for each one of the organizations. From a Rays perspective, it's kind of like shopping at the $5 mart. At Walmart, it's like, okay, who might be available? Okay, oh, he's throwing 95. Let's go ahead and see if this team wants Yandy Diaz. Maybe we can make a deal. Who knows? That's kind of how I see it. It's like scoping for groceries, if you will. But all jokes aside, I really like it because if you think about it, when you do the futures game, that's usually like the creme a la creme, if you will. So these are kind of the guys that might be your role players. These are guys that might still need a little seasoning, but you're getting a good look-see and you're getting a primetime look-see on it. And you're seeing them with your other guys. So, like, for example, the Rays, we're going to have Daniel Pierce more than likely on the squad, who was a first-round pick for the Rays. He's going to be playing in the diamond and throwing the ball to Trey Morgan, who's pretty much ready for primetime in the major leagues. He's just stuck behind Jonathan Aranda. So that's going to be very interesting to see, and that's why I like the spring breakout game itself, because you get to see guys playing together who are from different squads. The AA guys, the single A guys, single A advanced, maybe the FCL, things like that. So it could be very interesting. So I wish your Yankees the best. Don't ask me to say it again. I said it once. There you go. But
it's on camera. We have it forever.
Again,
and that's for everybody.
Again, you don't know where the bomb is that you guys are holding strapped to me. Just saying.
Anything's possible, bud.
Well, thank you very much. But so anything else going on in the, because you guys got me for another 20 minutes. So I'm here. Nope, nothing.
I think we're gonna wrap. Okay. We hit everything, and we don't like going too long during the preseason because not really much to talk about. So during the regular season, though, our stuff could go for over an hour.
Boys, I'm Latin. I can go as long as you want to.
Oh, God.
That's not what I heard.
That's a ticket. That's a ticket. Yeah.
Anyway, before this gets out of hand, we want to thank everybody for tuning in. Those of you that are going to listen to us tomorrow and down the road, we thank you as well. Also, check out the show notes. In the show notes has the link for our affiliate sponsor link for the MLB Pro Shop. Get all your fresh gear for the 2026 season through us, and it helps support us. We also got the link there for our merch store with a bunch of handmade, in-house made t-shirts and knickknacks and everything from whiskey glasses to t-shirts, hoodies, bathing suits, you name it. It's all there. There's a little something there for everybody. So go check that out, and also help support us and the channel as a whole. So Rome, want to thank you for coming out. As always, my brother, it's always a good time when you're around. Mark, always lovely to see your beautiful face as well. So we will see you next week, everybody. Take care. Have a good week.
I guess.